wherever you watch this video, and welcome to my channel. This is Dr. Ayguen Sahin, and I hope you're doing amazing. So as you all know, on my channel we all talk about mental health, physical health, and emotional health, and the connection of all three together. So from time to time, obviously, I make the comments and analysis of these murder trials, the sociological and the psychological perspective, and the motives of people. And for me, being able to my entire life being actually pretty good at the body language analysis and the psychological background of every single action of people are making, it's kind of like and because me, being a scientist, I really like to dig deeper into people's mindset and try to explain to you how I see things and how we can take lessons, right? Lessons from these type of cases. So, and when we talk about the Karen Reed trial, right, and with the brutal murder of Officer O'Keefe, the former Boston police officer, and as you all know, I'm from Boston, so it's like all over here. So how the Boston media is also covering this in very detail, but as I mentioned for the last several videos back to back, I immediately thought, okay, that's it. This is a true case of jealousy and hatred, right? And yesterday's video, I believe it was yesterday's video, we talked about how I made the analysis that the women hate so much and are jealous of Karen Reed, and the guys are so much jealous and hate Officer O'Keefe, the nice guy, right? And so yesterday I came across, and first let me talk about the pre-trial video that I run into yesterday and my thoughts about that, and then we will move into today's hearing. And everything was revolving around Brian Higgins, who is actually one of the key witnesses, and the defense believes that he is one of the people who brutally murdered Officer O'Keefe. So, and by the way, Brian Higgins, and until yesterday and today, I had really no idea really anything from the Brian Higgins side, because I was literally jumping into this case for like recently. I didn't know about the details, particularly not about Brian Higgins. So I made all the analysis without knowing the details about Brian Higgins, okay? So even though without knowing the details about Brian Higgins whatsoever in this case, only knowing the fact that, he was there in the bars and what have you, they doing this, boxing thing with Brian Albert, and everything that is being mentioned in the other witnesses' statements. So yesterday that I run into these pre-trial hearing from the defense, and I just literally run into the video. I had no idea. It was very, very helpful, because then I immediately know, I was like, yep, there you go. Do you see? I was right. The whole thing was about jealousy. And then it was clear to me that Brian Higgins, which I thought before and was like kind of a proof for me that Brian Higgins had an eye on, which I mentioned several times in my videos, that eye on Karen Reed, and therefore, the murder was actually happened and they beat up Officer O'Keefe. That was my theory. And in fact, in yesterday's pre-trial hearing from the defense, I learned, oh my God, so many details, and particularly about his text message at the waterfall, like, well, right? Like this pretty, wanting to, get to Karen Reed, and she's not responding. So that was yesterday's pre-trial hearing, and how he all the things that he done in the Canton police department, in his office that night, and the whole day, the day before, on the 29th, and how he spent a lot of time in the, with the other officer or actual trooper, I don't know who he was, or detective, what have you, and at the car of Karen Reed, once her car was actually there in the police department. And for some reason, that video for 45 minutes or so, 42 minutes, was cropped, okay, was gone. So, and then he literally went to a military base and destroyed his phone chip and dumped his phone. And then how he got to the FBI offices and redacted or took out only the text messages of, with Karen Reed and Officer O'Keefe, and then he just, like, the rest was gone. So he decided basically and colluded with all the other officers and the detectives, and he used his best friend, who actually had an office, or actually was part of the FBI, local FBI, and he used the FBI office and devices to retract only the parts that he believed that was necessary, and then he dumped his phone. So that was the pre-trial hearing from the defense, and that was for me like wild. Okay, I was like, oh my God. Now today, and let me tell you this, I believe that after hearing this, I think so I have several comments on here regarding the court and all that. So number one, so 3 comments. Number one, the prosecutor did a fantastic job in shaking the grounds of the public opinion and the jury regarding Karen Reed. And I think they were super successful. They went on for 10 minutes to read all the text messages between Brian Higgins and Karen Reed. And let me tell you, if they changed my opinion, trust me, and I'm the most, like, in this type of cases, most of not biased and see things in a rational way. For me, my view of things changed completely. And I think they made a fantastic job on changing the public opinion as well as the jury's opinion on Karen Reed. That's number one. Number two, the defense was really short, because when the prosecutor was actually talking with the witness, Brian Higgins, he came across very well as a witness and trustworthy. I think we should not forget that he was really, really trustworthy. Then the defense came really short. He was really talking around, and they couldn't get the answers. And unfortunately, that's my number 3. Also because the judge, and listen, in my opinion, judges need to be held accountable too. This judge absolutely did not allow an equal and balanced questioning from both prosecution side and the defense side. This should be illegal. The judge was absolutely biased, and she was rushing through because she has a timeline. She wants to keep the timeline. However, she allowed the prosecution go on and on and on and on for 10 minutes reading every single text messages. Like, what the hell? And it was never being cut like, okay, go through, come on, rush it, like she does with the defense. Come on, come on, move on, right? And the defense had barely a chance. She was rushing through it, and she cuts totally the defense off. This time, she'd done it before, but this time, she was really obvious. And this is very much biased and absolute, in my opinion, unacceptable. This is not justice. Justice is when the defense and the prosecution have equal time to go through their questions. This is the right of the defendant. This is law. This is justice. Yeah. So in my opinion, the third, as I mentioned, the third is the judge or judges needs to be held accountable, because she was very unfair. She was rushing through the defense, and the defense had barely a chance because Brian Higgins, didn't want to give the answers. He was swirling around, and the defense could not push through. And you can see on Alan Jackson's face, he was so upset. He was so like annoyed because he couldn't just go through. Yes, he kind of pushed through. He has a style, but again, the judge had a timeline. She wanted to finish at 4:30, and that's it. But she could have said, go through as much as you like, and next time you bring him in and you can continue. No, she was rushing through the questions, and she just like, keep move on. That was very, very unfair. That's that. Now let's go talk about a huge section of this video about my opinion, what the hell this is all about. And I was mind-blowing. Okay, and forewarned is forearmed. I'm probably going to go very, very deep dive in here, very mad. And so just so you know, okay, so listen, today, as many people's public opinion has changed about Karen Read, so has mine. This is what we have heard from the prosecution, the way how, hi, mystery girl, how are you? Thanks for being here. The way I see it actually today from all the text messages, and I think the prosecution did a good job at just showing us the side. And I think Karen Read was very upset, and I think everyone in the room was like, whoa, what the hell is this? So let's just recap, what is this all about, right? So Karen Read, 2 weeks before Officer Keefe's death, started texting, like out of the blue, getting the phone number from a friend, from a female friend, Brian Higgins' phone number. Then she starts flirting and like, you are hot and I'm into you and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whoa, what? And so she is starting to flirting with that Brian Higgins guy. Why she is dating and in a long-term relationship with Officer Keefe since 2019, just before the pandemic. Like, what is happening? Like 1.5 years long of a relationship. Again, I will go deep into this, okay? And I will share my opinions, so you know, just forewarned, forearmed. Then she text, and they text, and this Brian Higgins, and in this time I was like, he's right. He was like asking on and on and on, like, what is this about, right? Why is she contacting me? Is she real? Like, isn't she dating in a happy relationship with Officer Keefe? Like, why is she texting me? What does she want from me? I was literally with him on this. I think many people were thinking, like, what does she want? She was actually they were on and on dating, and like she was literally want to meet up with him. She kissed even him. She kissed him at Officer Keefe's home. Like, what the hell is going on here? And as she brings particularly Brian Higgins out from just having him leave, and she escort him outside. Outside, she gives him a kiss. And this is captured, apparently, in the videos, house videos, surveillance videos of Officer Keefe, which later on, actually, Karen Reed says to Brian Higgins that, oh, this was captured, by the way, in the surveillance video of John, and he showed it to me over and over again. I'm like, what is happening here? Like, how disgusting is this, yeah? And I believe that many people felt that this way. So still, he's like, why is she writing me, right? What does she want? She keeps asking these questions. He's confused. So was I. So I think was everybody. What the hell does she want? Then she keeps on and talking about, yeah, you know, Officer of Keefe, so people who don't know, Officer of Keefe's sister, older sister, died from brain cancer, from glioblastoma. And 2.5 months later, her husband died. So he adopted the 2 children of her sister. And he was raising these children for 8 years. And she dived into this relationship, and she tells Brian Higgins, like, you are like me, right? You are like me. I think I like you. You are hot. You are this. You are that. I think we are the same. He's like, why are we the same? What are you talking about, right? And then I think it went on and on and on, and I think it was clear to me that she was just so frustrated and confused about her relationship. And she said that I didn't want to have children suddenly out of the blue. I was in this relationship with kids. He doesn't want to have kids. And now we have these kids, and everything is just so overwhelming. I think she was so overwhelmed with this, and she was not sure anymore where the hell this relationship is going. She loved John O'Keefe. I mean, loved, but still she's cheating. Anyway, so for me, that thing is over. There's no love. If you cheat, there's no love. If you cheat on your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, what have you, you don't love that person. Full stop. No person who loves their partner would cheat on them. Full stop. And I will get to that, to the comments that I'm seeing also. So no one can tell me that someone loves someone if they cheat on them. Like, what the hell, right? So then she was literally confused about where the relationship is going. She loves him, but she doesn't know what the hell, because there's now these kids, right? And so she said that she doesn't want to have kids, but now she has these 2 kids, but she wants to be in a relationship with John, but now there are these 2 kids. And they're always there. They're always there. So she was obviously overwhelmed. This is now what I'm taking out from all of this information. She was so overwhelmed, and I believe that she was actually just want to talk to a friend kind of thing, right? But I'll get to that. Not like clear like that. So it was like, but before she was talking about John has cheated on her with that girl in Aruba, which then yesterday or the day before's girl, that was now the purpose of the prosecution, why they brought these 2 sisters, which I found ridiculous. And particularly that girl who she thought was cheating on, she was absolutely like, well, immediately I hated her. I mean, she was like, I really didn't like her. She was like very dislikable. So, and when I really, now I understand that at that time I thought, okay, you know what, this person probably, as she described it, because obviously we didn't know the other side, but from her side it was nothing. I was just like hugging him like a brother, and she was freaking out. Now I realized maybe it was not just like this. Maybe it was not just like a sisterly, brotherly type of hugging. Maybe there was more. We don't know, right? Because we don't know, because when she freaked out so much, she really believed that this was a cheating, then there must be something in there, because we don't just have to trust that girl like, oh, it's just brotherly hug. You know, when you were so aggressive also to her, so maybe there was something else. And when we see with the text messages, we also can see that, okay, you know what, maybe there was something maybe happening. And maybe remember that Carrie and also Jen McCabe was saying like, oh, he dated everybody, you dated so many girls, so many women, blah blah. So maybe John O'Keefe was also dating around. I don't know. So there's something like really messed up. So let me tell you that, so messed up. And now that in the beginning it was kind of like, oh, he did this, so now he's kind of getting revenge, right? Revenge back. And so she purposefully goes outside and kisses Higgins, and so that in the surveillance cameras she got caught with him kissing, she kissing Brian Higgins, and then Officer O'Keefe sees that. And then she goes on and on talking about how much she is confused with, and just like with the kids, and apparently and Brian Higgins says that he was also married to a woman, and suddenly he had a child, like 1.5, because from her, and 1.5 years old child from her. I mean, that she had a child, and he got married into a children's right family, and then he got divorced 1.5 years later, and he has no kids and anything, so he understands what she's feeling. So I think it was kind of like a, now this is, I think, what it was about. You understand, I think, you are like me, you are like me. And then what does, I mean, if this was just from friend to friend, then she could say like, yeah, I think we go through the same thing, and can we just talk, I need to talk. This was not like that. It was literally like trying to like flirting with him. She was actually flirting with him, I mean, and texting with him, flirting with him, and he was, I understand why he was confused. I was confused. He was keep asking like, what is this, right? What is this? Like, are you serious? Like, are you sure? Like, are you serious? So, and that is absolutely, in my mind, like a big fat no. What the, I mean, what the hell are you doing, right? So again, this is absolutely unacceptable. And so, and I think everyone was feeling that. So basically, what is happening at the end of the day is that and so then later from the 23rd onwards, she suddenly stops not giving response at all. She ghosts him. Right? So she does all the cheating, right? Texting, and you're hot, you're my type, you're this, you're that, luring her into like this, and kissing him, what have you, as she was in relationship with Officer O'Keefe. And she makes it so that he sees it on the surveillance, Officer O'Keefe sees it on the surveillance camera and confronts her, right? And she tells us to Brian Higgins that he actually, by the way, knows it. Like, what? And then from the 23rd onwards, boom, ghosted. She ghosts him. And he's like, what? You know? I mean, this is pretty crap, guys. And as she also does that, she also says that, yeah, she has some drinks in the second glass or something, as she texts all of this. This is some pretty deep SHIT, okay? Let me tell you that. And then she ghosts him and then goes back into La La Land relationship to Officer Keefe. I guess they figure things out, and she ghosts him. No response to his text messages. Like, excuse me, you cannot do that. Like, which normal mind can do that, right? And I will get to again to the comments, okay? So then this means, if then in this on the 28th, right, when they were in the waterfall, if in the waterfall, then she totally ignores Brian Higgins, and he, as he leaves and they hanging around, she completely ignores him. And then she says, actually he texts her, well, like, well, right? Like, what the hell, right? Kind of thing. And then she doesn't respond. And then they are lurking out Officer Keefe into the Fairview in Brian Higgins' house. I mean Brian Albert's house. So basically, then recap, Jen McCabe says to Karen, you come with me. And then Brian Higgins texts only John O'Keefe to come to Brian Albert. So, okay? And that leads me into, absolutely, I think he lied today, that as the defense asked whether or not he told this to anyone, what's going on with Karen and him, right? And he said, nope, I never said this to anyone. I don't believe he lied, because I 100% believe that he mentioned this to Brian Alberts, and and Jen McCabe, she's in everything. She knew that too. I think they knew, and that's why they separate, and that's why this was kind of the thing they actually planned it, to bring him there. Either he was so upset, like out of his mind, Brian Higgins, that, okay, you know what, I have to just, I think, confront him, or just somehow kick him in the butt, or what have you. I don't know, because maybe he was so in this that he wants somehow, bring this back to John O'Keefe. And I think they planned it to lure him into that house. There's no question about that in my mind. But what changed my mind here is, and many people actually today, as of today, believe that too, and that was the horrible way to enter into the long weekend of Memorial Day weekend, because the jury will be like playing this over and over and over and over in their minds, like myself. I mean, I'm not gonna spend so much time on mine, because that's why I'm doing this video, because this is so BS, so absolute BS. And so then what changed my mind is, that part didn't change my mind, but it changed my mind here is that Karen actually caused all of this. She played around just because she either two things, she wanted to get back at Officer O'Keefe, also because she thought, or maybe he did, what have you, cheated and hugged this woman, like the witness that was on the stand yesterday or the day before. And then Also because she somehow was so overwhelmed, so confused, and just needed to talk. If you need to freaking talk, then go to your girlfriend or your trusted guy friend, I don't know, and don't flirt the crap out of people, of men, and give them a kiss and do this and do that, and then suddenly, oh, you know what, I was just so like out of my mind, confused and drunk and what have you. I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap. If you say you love Officer O'Keefe and then do all this shit, then I'm sorry, then you did all of the, you put the base on all of this. I mean, I'm not saying 100% she, of course she didn't do it, but she was so much in, like, literally basing this, the whole thing. And today, they literally, I mean, they cannot prove that she did it, but the prosecution did a good job in changing public opinion and changing the mind of the jury. And unfortunately, the judge was so biased, she didn't allow equal time to the defense. But at this point, the defense unfortunately couldn't even get to really, like, in the juice of how he manipulated after everything happened, manipulated and used the resources of the FBI without any documentation, illegally, and they showed up today, illegally using FBI's federal taxpayer dollars, federal offices and federal devices without any approval for their own personal benefit. That's actually a crime. So thankfully, the last second they got this in there, but still the public opinion was changed, like, dramatically. And I mean, the reason of this video is not about whatever the hell happens with this trial and the results. At this point, I don't give a crap. At this point, and all my videos are about the analysis of the psychological and sociological analysis. And this is, for me, the absolute good example of what the hell are people are doing, which they have no idea. They think it's just something. And here, listen, if there is a law, there's also universal law. There's also universal law. I'm not talking about karma or all that crap, but it's just the universal law, and that's the truth. There's law of the land. I keep saying this in my videos. There's law of the land, and there is also the law of the universe. You cannot go effing around and then think that I'm so innocent. You may not have done anything on the law of the land, but universal law, you did so much shit. Okay? You can't do that. No one can now tell me that they were just so in love, and they were not. If he cheated on her, she obviously, and this part we don't know, but or don't know in detail, but she, with this text today, 100% cheated on Officer O'Keefe. I don't give a crap about, oh, it was just texting. No, it's cheating. She kissed him, cheating. She texted him non-stop, right? They text each other. And she tells you, you are hot, you're this, you're that. That's BS. And so no one can tell me again and again, I'm telling you, that someone, if they say, oh, I love my husband, I love my wife, I love my girlfriend, I love my boyfriend, and then they do all this shit. There is no love. This is not love. And now let's bring you come to the comments I've seen during the live stream of these of the trials, like in these channels where I was watching. And listen, I mean, what is wrong with people? Yeah, they literally, people writing in the comments as the live stream, yeah, but so everyone in the life is cheating, so big deal, and let's move on, blah blah blah. No, no. If you believe that, oh, everybody's cheating, so whatever, no. We should stop normalizing this shit. And we will finally have to act like, how I'm saying this, emotionally strong, intellectually strong, mentally strong, right? No one who has a strong emotional intelligence and understand the universal law and deep in here has emotional strength would ever cheat on anyone they would love. Ever. And no one who has the deep strength of emotional intelligence, emotional strength, mental strength will allow that. Would allow that and play into that. Because that's really deep BS and more than just that. It's really low, it's really disgusting, and we should stop normalizing this. Oh yeah, so she, everyone once in a while in a marriage cheats, so move on. No, no. If you believe that cheating is a normal thing, you need to just think about your mental strength and your emotional strength and emotional intelligence. And the universal law. That's deep shit. And so this makes me so angry, because when you say, oh, who are you to talk about this? I am talking about this so strongly, and I'm so passionate about this and so advocating about this. Why? Because never in my entire life I cheated with anything. Not in school, not on people I love, not my family. I cheated on nobody. Not my teachers, not my fellow students, no one. Not, and as a scientist, no, never in science, in research. And let me tell you, if I can open up and write a book in front of my eyes, how even cancer scientists, because as you know, I'm a cancer scientist, if I will disclose in front of my eyes how many cancer scientists have cheated in their research and now to climb the ladders, and now they are professors. If I just open my mouth and expose those people, no one have a career then anymore. Because there's law. And unfortunately, in research, in medical research, in science, there's so not law existing. And that's disgusting also. And that's another topic of the story. Another topic for a video. But cheating at all levels and all in anything, cheating in school, cheating in your research, cheating in anything you do, and cheating in your relationship, cheating in your family, cheating within your, I don't know, neighbors, whatever the hell it is. It is absolutely nothing to be normalized, to be proud of, and like, it's just a thing, it's just like tiny thing. That, my friend, this thing you think it's tiny will have dramatic effects not only on your health, because obviously there's something wrong that you cheat, right? Not only on your mental health, it's your emotional health, but this, let me tell you that small accumulates and goes into bigger things. Because the small thing you think, it's okay, it's not just a big deal, it will becoming a big deal. It can become a big deal, because if you think about all the murder cases, like at least now, watch right now, all the murder cases that's going on right now, live, those are all based on cheating. Let me tell you that. Cheating, and boom, shooting, like done, okay? And I'm not telling you that all the cheatings end into murder. I'm telling you, even if you believe it will also lead into physical things that will be harmful, right? But beside all of that, in my channel we talk about us, right? Ourselves, our health, our healing first. Imagine if you are in such an unhealthy relationship and you don't feel like hurt, you don't feel loved, you don't feel that this is a good relation that you want to be in, or it's something toxic in there. And then you still are in there. And all the victims of the murders, when we switch back to murder cases, all the victims of the murders are these people who are staying in the toxic relationships. There are hints, there are hints, there are hints. They don't get it. They don't get it. They ignore it. They just keep being in there. Why? Because of low self-esteem. I have in the description a quiz, a scientific quiz, free. Scientific self-esteem assessment quiz. Just take that and I will give you the results. I will send you the results. Low self-esteem actually leads you to be in those toxic relationships. And that, my friend, will lead to you getting abused, harassed, and all of these things. Because if you are non-stop unsatisfied, and again, I'm talking about men and women, it doesn't matter. The same thing, there are vicious women and there are vicious men. Doesn't matter. We are all human beings. And so when you have so low self-esteem and you think you just like see all of this, number one, either you see all of this, or number two, you are blind like Officer KEEFE and don't see this, or don't want to see this, or think these people are your friends, or this girlfriend is okay that everybody cheats on each other. No sir, no ma'am. It is when you are in these relationships and you cannot see, like if you really feel that you are not happy, that's the thing you need to get out. And then listen, I hear this a lot, and people over and over and over again tell me, oh yeah, you know, the kids, they're children. What about children? I can't get out because of children. And when people just say that, I'm like freaking out. Really, I jump into the sky. My brain flashes out of my head, because stop. These people, I mean, if you're one of those, like, just stop using kids as an excuse of everything. Kids excuse for everything. Stop it. The poor kids. And the kids are eventually all the people who are actually getting the most harm, right? If you are so feeling for your kids, if you leave the relationship, toxic relationship, and you're feeling so for your kids are more harmed in this toxic relationship. Don't you get it? And how satisfied do you feel that you can cheat around and still feel horrible in your relationship? What about your mental and emotional health? It's just you get sicker and sicker and sicker, and this is what our topic of our channel is. That's why I do this commenting here. What about your health? Emotional health, physical health, mental health. That's why people lose it. That's why people are going to drugs. That's why people are drunk. And this ridiculous situation, everyone in this Karen Reed case are drunk like a freak. It is just, it's just mind-blowingly disgusting. And you can see at the end of the day, everybody's drunk, everybody cheats on each other, and everybody freaks out in a matter of moment, and then boom, a person is murdered. What you think might be tiny, oh, it's not a big deal. I'm telling you, not only physically, it accumulates, mentally accumulates, emotionally accumulates, but also in the universal law, it accumulates. No one deserves this. You do not deserve this. The other side doesn't deserve this. Again, if you believe it's a little bit of cheating, it's not a big deal. It is a freaking big deal. And you do not love the person, full stop. And so my opinion has dramatically changed about this case. I feel so disgusted that I don't want to even pay attention to this anymore, because this is maybe my final video, I don't know, but on this things. But I'm so happy that I was able to throw this out again, because my opinion on this is fixed. There's absolutely no excuse whatsoever on cheating on all levels. Cheating on school, cheating on, I don't know, your teachers, students, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, family. I don't give a crap. Cheating is bad and will bite the back at you. The universal law, not only the physical law of the land, but the universal law will come back and bite you. Your emotional strength, physical strength, and emotional intelligence is actually what needs to be strong here. Not only you as a cheater, but also you not accepting anything being cheated on, right? Like not the person who is in between of all of this. So again, this video is not about Brian Higgins doing all of the cover-ups. I feel so disgusted that I don't even yeah, these are all crap. They actually murdered him willingly or not willingly. They were in a fight for sure. But I'm telling you, the whole shebang with all the shit what Karen Reed is doing is bad, and she put the basis for this, and this is disgusting. And no one ever should do that, in my opinion. It is wrong, and for men wrong, for women wrong, for everyone is wrong. And if you have children, you better not teach your children, oh, it's just okay, just one time cheating. No, ma'am, no, sir. No one can say that, and you should never teach your children that. And I really do hope that people come on my channel are a mindset of this and understand the importance of tiny little bit of cheating is not okay. If you cheat, you don't love, full stop. And the universal law is also important here. You can't get away of things that is bad. Bad for human beings, bad for humanity, bad for yourself. We are human beings for a reason. And our lessons in this world, in this life, is to become a good human being, a good person. That's in truth as the bottom line, as the basics why we are exist on this planet Earth, to be good human beings. If you have problems with your relationships, you need to be able to talk with someone without cheating. Yeah? Seek help. Talk to your friend. If there's abuse, or if you think that, yeah, he cheated on me, then you need to get out. What's the point of you lingering around? Right? Have self-esteem. Have self-esteem. What did you accomplish when you learned he cheated on me? Now I'm getting back at him with I cheat now to other. Like, what the hell? If you do not have self-esteem, high, strong self-esteem, then what are you doing on this earth? The point is for you to be strong. Doesn't matter if this person cheated on that. If you allow it, that's why I wanted, this is the point here of my channel, is you, your strength, your emotional strength, your mental strength. If you have low self-esteem and allow it, that's when all the victims of the murder cases happen, right? Because allowing it. Why? Because of low self-esteem. And that's dangerous. Now can you see it? Now can you see why on my channel I keep focusing on high self-esteem, high emotional intelligence, high health, highly healthy emotional health, highly really high mental health, and really high physical health, because that, my friend, will save your life, full stop. And with that, I want to end this here. It's such a beautiful weather in Boston, almost 90 degrees, so hot but beautiful. So I'm gonna go and take a walk and so calm my mind down, because this makes me it's one of these topics that really I am a huge advocate for, being a strong, healthy human being, a good human being. Nothing in cheating is good, and nothing good can come out of it. And if you are in abusive, toxic, and unhealthy relationships, or even if you're not happy, regardless of your children, you need to get out. And you do not do good staying in a toxic, unhealthy, unhappy, unloved, unrespected, disrespected in relationship for your children. Your children will suffer. And then that's that. So I hope you found this I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious what you think, and I really hope that I'm not the only single person on this planet Earth thinks like this. I mean, I really hope, let me know. I really hope that in my, channel, I have these highly intelligent, emotionally intelligent, physically, mentally intelligent, and healthy people on my channel. I'm very proud of that. So I really hope that you can let me know and say, like, yes, absolutely, I agree with you. That's also my mindset. Then I would like to know, because I really don't feel like I'm the only person in this planet Earth who thinks like this. And so I really hope that we can all come together and advocate for actually happy, healthy relationship. But first, start with you, happy, healthy, strong person. And again, on in my description, I have a free scientific self-esteem quiz. You can take it. I will send you the results and all the programs I can help you with. It's not only your next step in your life, but also your mental, physical health, emotional health, and all combined to bring you in a best shape possible. And all the informations are below. Happy to work with you, and if you need any help, let me know, and I'm happy to connect with you. Take care, guys, and I wish you a fantastic weekend. Oh wow, yeah. Don't forget to join me on Sunday Lives every Sunday. It's a nice, beautiful, relaxed live that I'm doing for years every Sunday, and to talking about the upcoming week. What can we do to be strong for the next upcoming week? And I give you just all this push that you can take for the week ahead. We do this on Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern, and I'm happy if you would join. And so I also want to wish you now a fantastic Memorial Day weekend. I can't believe we are already in Memorial Day weekend. It is just the beginning of summer. Okay, take care, guys. Bye bye.